Okay, so in this video I'm going to cover two main things. One is endgame echo farming, around 70,000 echoes for about 2 minutes, easy work, and a quick way to get the materials that you need for the Great Isz Chalice, which is the depth 5 chalice and the one that seems to be best for getting more blood rocks and the best blood gems, and also a ton of echoes. So like I said, this is end game really. So for the echo farming, you need to be in Nightmare of Mensis with the Murgo's Loft middle lamp lit and accessible. That's just after the MRMIKLL boss. And for the chalice materials, you really need to have gotten up to Lower Thumaru, I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it, layer 3, and need to have opened up the access to the boss. You won't be going into the boss, but there's a bonus room off the corridor to the boss on layer 3 that you're going to be using to get some new materials. I'm not going to lie, the layer 1 and layer 2 bosses in Lower Thumaru are a bit of a bitch, or at least I found them to be pretty difficult. But everything before that is super easy, especially if you're higher end game, which you should be. Then you know, persevere, get through those, and then we'll be able to do this farming. You can probably get the materials, well, you definitely can get the materials other ways, but this is the easiest way if you've reached that point in the game. Okay, so for the Great Isz Chalice, you need Ritual Blood 5, 9 of those, 3 Pearl Slugs, and 25 Arcane Haze. You probably would have picked up some of these already through other chalices, but I'm going to show you how to get the extras that you need. You're probably going to be a bit short, particularly on the Arcane Haze. So as I said, you're going to need the Lower Thumaru Chalice, layer 3. You almost certainly would have picked up enough materials to make that already. If you haven't, I'll leave it to you to look that up and find those. You're also going to need access to the Ailing Lion Chalice, and that you need Ritual Blood 4 and a couple of flower buds. So I'm going to cover how to get all of those materials to work your way back and get everything you need. So for the Arcane Haze, you're going to need the Workshop Haze Extractor. You should have already got this from layer 2 in the Lower Thumaru Chalice dungeon. It's in a side room just before the layer 2 boss. I'll try and remember to include a wiki link so you can look up exactly where to find it if you need to. So to use that, you just go to the workstation as you would for weapons, and you've got an option there for Arcane Haze. And the way it works is you basically swap other dungeon materials for Arcane Haze. So first thing you'll need to do is have enough materials to make that. The easiest one is Ritual Blood 1, because it's only 2,500 echoes, so it's easy to purchase, and that leads us nicely into the echo farming, so that you can buy chalice materials to convert to Arcane Haze. So in order to make the most of the run that you're going to be doing, you want to equip any and all moon runes that you have. These increase the echoes that you get from slain enemies by 10, 20 and 30% depending on which one you've got equipped. I've actually got all 3, so just quickly to cover where you can pick them up from. One is in Hypogean Gull, on the body between 2 snatchers. If you go to the Hypogean Gull lamp and down the stairs just 1 level, it's quite obvious in the middle of the room on a body, so you probably have that one already. The other one is at the bottom of the staircase that you go up during the MRMIKLL boss fight. Again, I'll try and include a link to a wiki so you can see exactly where that is. And the third one, which I believe is the 30% one, you get from the Mother Brain. And I'm not going to say any more because it's kind of a lore thing. I don't want to spoil if you haven't got it. So if you don't have it, maybe just have a quick look up on the Mother Brain and where to go, and then I'll leave the rest for you to find out for yourselves. So equip all three, they do stack. And that actually makes a nice segue into echo farming, because you can buy the chalice materials you need to convert to Arcane Haze. And the easiest way to do that is earn a ton of echoes and purchase a whole bunch. So you want to go to the middle loft in Nightmare of Mensis, and you want to run up the stairs to the left as you come out from the lamp. So you're going to want to run past these first three guys. We can kill them later if we want to, but we don't need them for the souls that we want at this time. So after you've run past those three enemies, the first one you really want to kill is this pig. He doesn't seem to notice you when you go up behind him, so get a backstab on him if you can. If you are in game quite high level, chances are you'll kill him in one shot. These enemies do drop quite a lot of items, blood vials and quicksilver bullets, so that's an additional advantage to this run. You want to run straight past these pigs. Don't worry if you do get hit, that's actually probably a good thing because it means they're nice and close to you, which is going to bring them right into those three enemies there. And they'll actually kill each other, so if you're lucky, you'll only be left with one enemy to take out yourself. But what you're aiming for is for the pigs to be killed by them, because the pigs are worth 16,000 each with all three runes equipped, as you can see. And here, if you wanted to, and 58,000 was enough for you, just use a Hunter's Mark and do the run again, or go back to Hunter's Dream, whatever you want to do. I do prefer to kill these guys because they're not all that difficult. Like I say, they do drop quite a lot of items, so it's a good way of stocking up as well. As you see, I'm now up to 67,000, and I'm actually going to go back down here and kill the other three as well. But like I say, you don't need to. If you've got enough for what you want, then that's fine. Obviously, the most efficient way, if you're doing it over and over again, is just to run straight up, wait till the pigs are dead, Hunter Mark straight out, do it again, and just keep going until you've got the souls you want. On this particular run, I only really wanted to do it once though. I decided to kill everything that was around, make the most of that one run, so that I could buy everything I needed. So my example run, it actually took just over 3 minutes, but up to the point of the three pigs having been killed, which is worth just under 60,000 echoes on its own. That was only 1 minute and 23 seconds. So once you get used to it, and if you get a little bit of fortune, then these runs you're looking at around 2 minutes for sort of 70,000 echoes, which at this point in the game is the best that I've found. So the main use of gaining those echoes in this example is so that you can use them to buy some ritual blood, which you'll then convert to the Arcane Haze that you need. So, with that one run that I did, I can actually buy 31 of the ritual blood ones, which is more than enough. You actually only need, I think, 13 I think actually you need. So I think you get 2 Arcane Haze per one that you convert. So as you can see, that's plenty. So that'll be the Arcane Haze covered. The other thing you'll need is the Pearl Slug. That's purchasable from the Bath guys for 3 insight per slug. You should have a couple already from other dungeons. The easiest way is just to spend your insight and buy the others you need. If you're anything like me, you have loads of it by now. If you don't have a lot of insight, either co-op or just run the depth 1 and 2 chalices a couple of times. You get tons for doing the bosses there, and they're super easy. Okay, so that's the Pearl Slugs and the Arcane Haze covered. the other thing is the Ritual Blood 5. For that, the best place is actually in Arcane Chalice. So to make that in the first place, you need Ritual Blood 4 and Cold Blood Flower Bud. You need 4 of those. Now the Cold Blood Flower Bud, that can also be bought from the Insight Bath Messengers. I think it's 2 Insight per Flower Bud. You probably already have a couple released on you as well. So again, the easiest way is probably just to spend that Insight that you have. For the Ritual Blood 4, there's actually an enemy that drops it with a fair amount of regularity, but to increase your chances of getting that drop, you're going to want to equip the runes, the eye runes, that will allow additional discoveries. So for these 2, you can get one in Nightmare of Mensis on a body by the Murgo's Loft base lamp, the one that's being protected by the rock throwing guys. The other one is a drop from Master Willem in Bergenworth. That's by far the easiest one to get, and I think that's actually the higher one as well anyway. But if you have both, equip both, and that will up your chances. If you don't have either of the eye runes, and for whatever reason you can't get them, the enemy still has a decent drop rate, but it's definitely better if you have both. So you want to go to Lower Thumru Layer 3. From here, you want to head towards the boss gate, which is just to the left as you go through. And on your right hand side in the corridor, you'll have the side rooms, bonus rooms. There's a trap there which you can use to kill the first enemy, so it's not a problem to you. And then it's this guy that actually drops the item that you're looking for, the Ritual Blood. By this point he should be fairly easy to kill. I made a couple of mistakes in this run, but he's still fairly easy to kill, goes down quite easily. It's not a waste if he doesn't drop what you want, because he drops Twin Bloodstone Shards, which is still decent. You want to step on the platform to kill yourself with those fire arrows, which do a ton of damage, and that'll just reset you back at the bonfire nice and quickly, so you can do the run again, either if you haven't got the rune you want, the Ritual Blood you want, or if you need more. So there you go, there's the Ritual Blood 4 that we need. In my experience with those runes, the drop rate was around 40%, which is pretty good, and you should only need a couple of them anyway, so it shouldn't take too long. So now you should have what you need to make the Ailing Loran Chalice dungeon. What you want here is the Ritual Blood 5, and that's in layer 1, super easy to get to. Go from the first lamp, ignore the first side door, get to the second lamp, then from the second lamp you want to run into the big hall. There are quite a lot of enemies here, you don't need to worry about them. If you really wanted to kill them, then by all means go ahead. They do drop a lot of echoes, but for what we need, we really don't need to be bothering them. We just want to run on behind the ladder into this tunnel. There is a trap you can see at the end here, so make sure you don't get hit by that. It'll take around just over half your health based on my vitality at this moment. And then there's just one enemy in here you want to take care of, which is the wolf. Now you can see just behind where I've hit him there's another trap. It's another one of the fire arrows, which does deal a huge amount of damage, which I'll show in just a moment. But what you want is this chest here, which I've already opened, but that will give, I think, 2 Ritual Blood 5s. So yeah, just to show you that how much damage this trap does. If I can actually get it to hit me. You see, from full health down to virtually nothing. So when you're taking on that wolf, do be careful to draw the wolf towards you rather than the other way around. So you're going to want more than one of those. So all you need to do is remove your chalice and search for another one. It's a standard one you want. You don't want the root, you just want the standard Loran. They're all depth 4. So just search for one, pick one, and then go in and do the same thing over again. And just do that until you have enough. You shouldn't need to do it more than 2 or 3 times. You see here, I'm just showing you the run again from new. So again, be careful with the traps. Lead him in towards you, kill him as you normally would. There we go. And then just on the left hand side here you've got the chest. And yeah, that's 2 Ritual Blood 5s. And that's it. You should now be able to create the Great Isz Chalice. So far I've only gone through the first 2 layers. They are pretty easy actually, despite being a depth 5. My only piece of advice really is don't go in with any significant amount of insight. The first boss in particular, or first area in particular I should say, has a lot of brain suckers, and you can lose quite a lot of insight. So my recommendation is definitely to spend everything you have, and then hopefully you'll get through those nice and easy, and you'll have access to the route, which from what I understand is the one that you want for getting extra blood rocks and some decent blood gems as well. So I hope this has been helpful, and best of luck with your Bloodborne. See ya.